Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My
Dress Up Darling, episode 2. Oh boy, that first episode. Yep.
Pristine.
Pristine. I love it.
Passionate.
Yep. Passionate, it's straightforward, and
So
to the point. You know, we got a main character and a main girl. We got a passion for both of them. And we got to see the maybe the first signs, certainly for the girl, but also of the emotional hurt that is there. And the way that they can help each other. So
Yes.
Here
for it. And I want to see this boy. I want to see this boy have his moment where he brings her into whatever his sanctum sanctorum is for this for his passion. And he's like, look at it!
Isn't it beautiful? Yeah.
Look at it!
He just holds up the doll and he's like, right.
He's like, this is the little things and something. And she's just like,
yep. And then the grandpa's just like, and then like right when he's like out of view, he's just like,
Because I also love that there's not a tsundere to be seen so far.
Nope.
So no tsundere grandpa, just wholesome grandpa.
Wholesome grandpa, wholesome new friend that could potentially become girlfriend because she did seem a bit interested in you when you said that you could sew. And I don't think it's just because of the cosplay thing. I think it's a very, very intertwined kind of situation there. So, yeah.
Marin with the, like, hot hunk guy comes up. Ugh. Regular plain high schooler with sewing skills. Yeah.
Yeah, literally starts taking her clothes off immediately.
Clothes off immediately.
Yep.
But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Need I repeat myself? Yes, say it again. Lewdly miraculous lives of the first girls of the Humiliation Club at St. Moist Girls Academy 2.
Moi girl 2. Or
Moi girl.
Or moi girl 2.
No, I think it's moi, like moist.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Immediately? Episode 2? Damn. In the home ec room? Oh, it's a dating sim!
Yeah, okay. Right.
Usual
Naturally. Oh my god. Already getting into tags.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, this is amazing.
I'm so glad they got that out of the way immediately. The kudere. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's like, no. Yeah. That's okay.
That is amazing, and the chibi art style for this and everything.
This depends on personal preferences, yeah.
Yup, there we go. And that's why she's best girl. Yep.
Sonotori desu!
She has a copy of the game. Is this the guide?
No.
Oh, shoot, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So how do you not know how to use a sewing machine?
Right. You're right.
Oh, he's so happy. Arigato.
Yep.
Oh god.
All right.
This is so cute.
Great.
Yes, bro. You're
Down bad.
yeah. For multiple reasons. Oh no. Wait, what? Oh no. What did he realize?
I don't know.
Ah! Uh-huh.
なんでうちが分かったんですか。どうしてってか、逆に雫隊になれるのに普通に月まで待つの無理じゃん。だから五条ひな人形でググって。
There you go.
はいこれ。美味しいよ。
I bribe you.
Yeah.
すみません。ありがとうございます。
Uh-huh.
お、絶対ここでしょ。めっちゃ五条くんの部屋って感じ。これ人形のやつ？
Oh.
こんな細いの。
Wow. Go, go, the heartbeat.
Uh-huh. Yep.
心臓の音がすごくて何も聞こえない。ちーちゃん以外入ったことがない。俺の部屋に。
Breathe, man. Ah! Dick, return to whence you came.
Right.
五条くんってば。はい。なんでしょうか。
He turns to hide it.
採寸に決まってんじゃん。ま
い
ず採寸って言ってたよ。ほら、測ろうよ。そのことなんですが。どなたか他の方にしていただく。
Yeah, that's what because he doesn't want to touch her with her
Uh-huh,
clothes
yeah.
off. Yeah.
お借りした本に。
Yep. Here we go.
採寸の際
Yep.
は
Naked. Or in your underwear. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
余裕。北川さん。
Ha ha!
できたし。
Oh my god.
余裕でしょ。
It's not underwear. It's a swimsuit.
Yeah, exactly.
大丈夫。
He is dead.
That's some Oz logic.
Wow, he is a whole head taller than her.
Yep.
Ah! I am not fine.
波邪魔だよね。
Yep.
Yep.
北川さん、今水着じゃないですか。その恥ずかしく
Yeah,
な
yeah.
いんですか。え、何が？全然？え、何？何してんの？そうだ。この人の北川さんの気持ちに、俺を頼ってくれた人のために、精神誠意
Yeah.
尽くさないといけない。
You got this, buddy. Yes.
俺は作ることに集中するべきだ。そうだ。ゴリラ君、足のサイズも測って。
And
And the bust?
the bust. Yeah.
That's
靴は作れないので、市販のものをどうにかしようと思ってたんですが、椅子を持ってきます。少し待っててください。え、これでいいじゃん。高さもちょうどよくない？よくないです。なんで？
he's jumping up and down.
全然余裕なんだけど。イエーイ。 本当に勘弁してください。その汚いところ。
Oh my god.
His high school boy.
すみません。
Bruh.
Now, when is she gonna clue in?
No, she's clued in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. It's okay.
して。
What is
Such a power play.
He's like, what does that even mean?
次はバスト。
Yep, yep.
やってなきゃだよね。よっ、
You knew this was coming.
五条くん。
Yep, they're ready for you too.
Uh-huh.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. What up? I am a sexually frustrated straight man!
Right.
すぐ測りますか。これはただの採寸、他の何でもない。服を作ることだけに集中しろ。腕を下ろして視線をまっすぐにしてください。
Look deep. Deep between them.
集中しろ。
何気に中腰キープするのしんどいよね。五条くんの楽な姿勢でやって全然。
Whatever position, indeed. Yes.
じゃあさ、このままついでにアンダーとバストポーズ。ちゃんとサイズ分かってないと綺麗な乳袋作れないじゃん。
乳袋。
Ah.
そこはこだわりたいから。
Cool.
くんないと困るんだけど。
だって俺に。
Yeah. We've been beating around the bush for a bit now.
Yep.
北川さんの乳首の位置わかるわけ。
Oh, no, she's been waiting for this. Oh.
冗談だから固まんないでよ。そうだよね。確かに見せるわけにもいかないし。ごめんね、五条くん。20センチでやろ。20センチでやろ。20センチでやろ。
A bad measurement and telling him.
No, not just that. Because now he knows exactly where they are.
Yep.
And his imagination can
Oh yeah.
do everything it needs to. It's okay, dude. She's not, you know?
何があっても動じない人になりたい。
Wait.
今何か
Oh, did she just get embarrassed?
北川さん
Oh, she just blushed.
真っ赤ですよ。
Oh, it hit her. Her ears are so red. Oh my gosh.
かもね。
Oh, in her energy, she
Yeah.
she missed what was
Okay.
Huh.
Gotcha.
ヌルジョの資料とかありますか。型紙を起こすのに衣装の詳細が知りたいので。
Here's the game.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。2つも。
2だけでいいかなと思ったけど、1の流れも分かってた方がいい。
I don't care about the story.
じいちゃん、お帰り。おお、ミシン買ってきたからな。うん、ありがとう。
It's Chad.
そんな真剣な顔で。なるほど。後ろはこうなっているのか。メモ。
The
No
grandpa's
no
so
headphones or anything.
understanding, just to be like,
Yeah.
whatever he's doing,
Yep.
he's a good kid, you know. I don't need to question it.
All right. Very plot heavy episode.
Very plot heavy. Could you imagine being in his position
Yeah. And
and having the the constitution
Yep.
of a god
Oh yeah.
to just not say anything, just keep it very professional. Like
It's. Yeah.
the stoicism.
The stoicism, indeed, and the thing is, this is something where I like that this happens for a couple reasons, and I like the way that it was handled because the idea of the attraction,
Yes.
right, is a conversation topic that I think needs to be broached at some point.
At some point, yeah.
And so having it happen early on,
Yep.
that helps communicate not just the standpoint of the potential dynamic between the two of them in the story,
Yes.
like with regards to cosplay, but also just the fact that they do both kind of maybe like each other, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we know for a fact that he is attracted to her
Yes.
physically. Like
Yep.
100%.
Right.
That was very much apparent here. Now, he might also be attracted to her in another way because of what she's done with encouraging his passion.
Exactly.
She might also have something for him because when we got down to the very last measurement, maybe let's go on a couple limbs here. I think my first thing that I thought of was she didn't want this to end. She was realizing, oh, this is the last one.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Because when I think about why it would be the last one, there was nothing about him like touching or in any physical way where it was
I thought
like
it might have been something where like he ended up like accidentally bumping his hand or something against like her inner thigh or something
but
like
he
that.
didn't. He was actually further away. Like anything.
And that was actually something that I was thinking like might end up needing like being a forcing function to broach the topic of physical proximity, because that's another element of like if you're really close to somebody and like feeling comfortable doing things like putting a hand on their shoulder or whatever, right? That's a barrier that is basically would basically be crossed, and this could be a way for that to happen early on, even if they still don't know each other that well, because he has to take her measurements, and it would make sense that he would end up like getting very close to her and needing to touch her while doing the measurements, right? Yeah. But he didn't actually even do that, which I would say would probably make it even harder from the measurement standpoint. But then on that last one, I don't know.
So I have a couple things. I think one could be that it's the last one and she doesn't want this to be the last one. A second one could be that she slipped up in keeping her flusteredness about this invisible because this was a point where he stopped looking at her, like her in the face and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's looking down and he's kneeling down there, and she kind of has this little slip up of being like, oh, this has been flustering me and getting me flushed this whole time. But I'm very good at putting that away and putting up this very genki, high energy thing so that it's not uncomfortable for both of us,
The other thing I could see it being is that, as far as the the different parts of her body that were needing to be measured, right? For the most part, even when it came to like the bust and things like that, I could see her not seeing that as any big deal because, I feel like a lot of the times girls don't understand the obsession that guys have with boobs, right? So it's like, okay, whatever, you're measuring my bust, right? It's just a regular thing, right? She lives with these things all the time, so there's nothing special about them, right?
Right.
But then it's but then when it comes to like the inseam, where it's like, this is near like my vagina, that body part. Like, boobs, those are for, feeding kids, right? Oh, but what's that body part for? That's right. Ah, yes, I am in a guy's room. Oh, okay. And then maybe at that point, it all like
clicked.
It all clicks, and then she understands what was making him awkward.
Sure.
And then she's like, oh.
Except she didn't get weird afterwards. The
Right.
thing that's really cool about this is that I think what happened here was some kind of combination of all the things that we've mentioned thus far, and it's that she wants to be the mature one in this, in that she's coming to him needing help. So she is maybe on her mind is the last thing she wants to do is make it weird.
Sure.
So then when she notices that she might have made it weird, she freaks out and is like, no, keep it cool, come on, Kitagawa, come on, Marin, let's keep this under wraps here. And then it's, okay, let's keep going, let's put back on the Genki persona, okay, we're good again, right? Yeah,
sure.
Okay, wonderful. But, I mean, I think that she's not the completely oblivious, ditzy kind of girl where it's the what? Oh no, I have no knowledge of anything about that. No, I think if anything, this is the confirmation that she's absolutely aware of it and is just really confident in that regard. So she's not self-conscious, but she's potentially aware of how maybe this might have made him a little bit uncomfortable, and yet when she gets flushed, that's also a thing of where she's like, oh shoot, wait, this was just a cosplay thing. Do I actually maybe...
Do I wish it wasn't?
Do I wish there was something extra here?
And one of the things that I think is important to keep in mind for this episode, because this is the second episode,
Second episode, yes.
Second episode of the dang show. one of the defining characteristics that we got from her in the first episode is that she doesn't mind stripping down and being like, okay, I'm going to get into cosplay.
Right.
There's a boy in the room. Oh, I'll ask him absentmindedly when I'm halfway through. Could you turn around? You know, but that's pretty much it. So so her being a bit clueless when it comes to this makes sense. It's on the table, and also they're 15, right? So,
well, we don't know how old they are.
Or okay, yeah. If
they're in high school,
right? And he at the very least is recently in high school, right? Most likely, from what it would seem from the grandpa being like, you're in high school now. But young, so they could definitely be.
She could be older.
She could totally be older, but I would not put it past her to, in addition to the whole thing of being comfortable with, like, you know, like undressing and things like that, it being something where she might not be cluing into how he might think or feel about something because she's a lot younger. So, you know, there you go, right? Like,
yeah, I think this is also just a thing of where, like, you know, we don't have to have characters feel embarrassed or shameful about, you know, nudity and stuff. And this is also just a fun, refreshing thing within stories where if you have the subject matter be about dressing someone up in clothes, where you're going to be taking the clothes off and on quite a bit to, you know, see if this part fits properly, see if this part works properly, see how this part looks on the person.
Right.
So this is basically just a litmus test to be like, y'all, she's going to be putting clothes on a lot, which means she's going to be taking clothes off a lot. So get used to it. And specifically with her, this is a non-issue. This is a non-issue.
Right. There was no, like, once she got flustered and everything, there was no, like, smacking him across the room and being like, oh, you know.
No, fuck that
whatever.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, none of that.
If anything, what, again, might be a really big deal here is that she's like, oh, if I'm going to be doing this with him, well, then we might as well just go all the way right out the gate to the point where I'm in his bedroom and I'm there and I'm really scantily clad and just see, like, if this is going to be okay.
Sure.
And so far, he seems to be flustered. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Understandable for sure. He's probably attracted to my my girlfriends here. But you know, okay, I think he's being really respectful. And this is also probably something that will be more casual in the future because this is more of a shock kind of moment here where he's, this is his first time interacting with me in this way where I'm really vulnerable and I'm really, really showing off myself here. And it's like, okay, cool. But I think it's a really cool detail that she's like, oh, no, it's not going to be in my underwear. It's going to be in my swimsuit. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you could literally see it being socially acceptable to see me at the beach wearing this.
Right. So there you go.
So it's no problem, right?
Yeah, there was an element of, like, the way that the conversation scene ended up sort of ongoing, you know, because like the longer it goes on, the more I'm wondering, like, okay, is she, like, what are her internal thoughts on this as he's giving this feedback of, like, being uncomfortable and things like that and nervous and everything.
And we don't get them.
Nope. And that could mean that it's just as
he's the first person character, you know.
No, right. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I don't think we've actually ever seen her internal thoughts or anyone else's internal thoughts. So, you know, there is no precedent in the show for that to be required or anything, right? But it's one of those things where I wonder how much of it was her, that being her natural state of just being like, oh yeah, it's no big deal, versus that being something that she's potentially actively putting forward to try and make sure that it stays no big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, and then in the first half of the episode, we end up getting her gushing about the game, which is great because it's a direct continuation of the first episode, but it's also a thing of her being naked and explicitly detailed with the contents of the game and such, to the point where she brings up all the risque tags like you were talking about and says, you know, yeah, but they're no big deal, basically. And it's such a thing that you'll find in the anime community, basically, where it's like, we're going to talk about sexy games, you know, porn games and stuff like that. Oh, okay, cool. Well, let me talk about all my kinks and all the fetishes and all these specific things. And then people are like, they're talking about that stuff out loud.
Yep.
What is going on? This is so strange. Wait, people do that? Isn't that age restricted? What are you talking about?
I think that was my favorite gag from this entire episode.
episode, yeah.
And also, my favorite bit of visuals from this entire episode, even though, the visuals in the second half were excellent. No, I hold to that.
Liar.
It might be close, but it might be close. But the chibi, like, what's that? What's going on? I don't know what you're talking about. As it's just literally going in one ear and out the other. That was fantastic.
I must be the cultured person for this episode then, because I'll just tell you, peach blonde hair does it for me.
Oh, yeah?
So the combination of a very attractive anime girl with peach blonde hair was very much a, like, excuse me while I go take a break, this was quite my thing.
The scene itself was awesome, hilarious, gorgeous, fantastic. If I were to say one thing that I would have just loved to see in this scene but it totally makes sense because of their age that they wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable talking about this. But at some point, I would love to see the conversation get brought up from and have them both communicate about it. Of like, oh yeah, so that time when you were taking my measurements in the swimsuit, you got uncomfortable. And then I realized, that while you were uncomfortable and all of that stuff, I would love to see a conversation about.
I think that's
just
100% going to get brought up. Yeah. Because dude, this is episode 2.
Exactly. Right.
It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's just a thing of where right now they barely know each other.
Oh, totally.
So it's also a way for her to be like, hey, I'm cool with you getting to know me a lot. This is okay. Mm-hmm. I am initiating here. I found you. I'm excited to become Shizuku.
Right.
Don't worry. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not worried about this. This is something that I probably have never gotten to do. In some ways, the thing that I'm really feeling like they're subtly building up here by not showing her perspective is that she literally never talks about this with anybody.
Yep.
So the fact that she gets to is the same thing as her talking about the
tags in the
game and stuff like that, where she's like, oh, you don't understand it? Oh, cool. Let me give you a brief summary. She goes on and describes the game for 5 minutes straight, basically.
And goes all the way to the good ending.
She goes into everything. Mm-hmm. And he's basically just like, isn't this an age-restricted adult game? And she's just like, yeah, what? Oh, I guess you don't have any more questions. Oh, okay.
Perfect use of a sudden shift to chibi art style.
Yes, that was amazing. But she also drops the line of, well, I mean, when it comes to things you love, being a boy or a girl shouldn't matter, right? And just he
right there,
stands
Doki
up
Doki,
and does the fist pump.
Yep.
Yes. And he's like, and that's why she's best girl.
Yeah.
That was it.
There you go.
Right here.
Now kiss, fall in love.
Well, yeah. I think that this, honestly, right here, this moment is when he fell in love with her.
Yep.
But not only that, the enthusiasm with which he jumped up and did that, I think that's the moment where she probably first will have some kind of
the spark.
The spark, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not love yet necessarily,
right?
But it's still that exciting passion. Mm-hmm. But yes, I love that we also had another moment where he almost roasted her again with the wait, you had this how-to book here,
and it's wonderfully detailed
and it's super easy to understand, but.
Yeah. And they both are thinking the same thing.
Okay, is this the one time we actually hear her thoughts?
Yes, I think so.
I think this might be the one time we hear her thoughts. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. And it's her thinking about what he's thinking.
Right, and she's right. Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, that's great.
Also, I gotta say, I love the aspect that she brings over the cheesecake and uses that as basically a payment to come inside. Mm-hmm. Because from the previous episode, we have the whole thing of her being like, hey, you need to have a balanced relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So then she comes here and she knows she's imposing.
Yes.
And she's going to impose, but she's going to compensate him for it.
Right.
Where it's basically like, hey, I know that you didn't expect me today. I show up unannounced at your home and you didn't tell me where you lived and I just found out.
For sure.
But hey, here's this thing. You accept it, cool, I'm inside, right? Because it's the being upfront about what it is that she wants.
Yes.
Right? While at the same time making sure that she doesn't walk over him too much. Right?
Right.
Like
Yeah, not
she
that
basically
much, yeah.
she gets his agreement of I will accept this cheesecake, and she's like, cool, and I am coming inside. You know?
Sasuke cheesecake Chan. Yes.
Exactly.
I want to bring up something I saw in the OP. So there's this part here where there's a picture taken after the outfits, and she doesn't look like she's cosplaying. She just looks like she did makeup and eyelashes and got herself really
dudded up. Yeah.
dudded up. Yeah. And it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Is that them on a date? Is
that
him
on a date?
taking a picture to, remember that moment?
Yeah, recapturing little moments here.
Uh-huh.
But then when we see her wake up in the morning with her Shizuku Dakimakura.
Yep.
We see that her hair is kind of all everywhere, and then she panicky is straightening her hair.
Oh.
This is such a nothing thing, theoretically, but it's also potentially the idea that there might have been some body image, self-confidence things that cosplay helped her, overcome.
Oh, I was going to say...
That,
okay.
And that this is just a thing of where, I really like the way that putting on this stuff, makes me feel like I get to kind of get outside of myself even for a little bit. And
Gotcha.
I would love to see if they go into that maybe way in the future or something.
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah.
I could also see that being something where it's hinting at the idea that maybe she knew she was going to be meeting him with her friends or whatever, so she's like, ooh, need to look cool and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's possible. I just think that because we've seen her multiple different days and stuff where she wasn't interacting with him intentionally at all. She just seems to like to straighten her hair.
Oh, totally.
But
the other visual bit that I thought was just hilarious and wonderful is not actually when she's in her swimsuit, but it's when she's in his room and she's on her hands and knees looking at his Hina dolls. And it's just butt right there with the short, torn up shorts, right? That has got to be more so than the cute girl in my room in a swimsuit that's very skimpy and I need to take her measurements in detail and everything. But the cute girl, but on full display, while she admires my passion. And it's like, yes.
best girl.
Yeah, I could get into that, right? Like that just checks all the boxes in some very different categories, right?
I knew the chibi image wasn't your favorite screen cap from the episode.
I don't know.
Accept it, Jacob.
It competes for sure. I have no problem with appreciating cultured content.
No, I'm
right?
aware. I'm just surprised you are.
None at all.
You are.
But that chibi moment was really fucking strong stuff.
Yeah. For the comedy. But visuals, man. Visuals. I've got 6 moments, you know? that are visually
okay. I think all right. So if we were to go strict, I guess it's something where it's very hard for me to separate story from visuals. So if there had been a point, no, hang on. If there had been a point where then they had had a conversation about that whole topic in that scene, I think then things would be different because it would have elevated my overall association with that stuff. So it's probably that there's some bleed through of things that are not just visuals, but
okay, Mr. Domestic Girlfriend.
Yes, actually, yes. That. All
right. That's yeah. I will never understand the domestic girlfriend thing, so I it's okay. That's fine. That's cool. So all right, gotcha. She got you in with cake. You're potentially in after this.
Right.
And now also, okay, we got the measurements.
Right.
So maybe we go through that initial, hump of awkwardness, and that doesn't come back for a while. And now this is where you guys just start to just love being together and interacting with each other.
This functions as a hell of an icebreaker.
Everything's
like they will be so comfortable with each other after this. Yeah.
I hope so. I really think that this episode was one where it came to that dangerously close area of just being slow for the sake of
overplaying it.
for the sake of the kind of the fan service, the joke, the
it was
comedic
fantastic fan service.
the sitcom aspect of it. But yeah, I really like that we did this now rather than building up to it like it's this oh my god thing,
right?
Because of the stigma with okay, well, once girl goes into her bathing suit or what have you, there, we can't have guys function normally. That would be
right.
That would be just absurd. No, we have to be uncontrollable horn dogs. No, you can have thoughts. You can have thoughts, but no, he was actually he was handling it pretty well in terms of his flusteredness being to the extreme that it was. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's a very extreme situation that he's suddenly in with no warning necessarily, right? It's just all of a sudden, oh, she's here. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, come on in. Oh, wait, she's in my room. This is the first time I've had a girl in my room. She's in her swimsuit. What's going on? And she's wanting me to take measurements, and her boobs are really jiggling around, and they're very close to my face. And
and yeah, that's what we get. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.